Feeling overwhelmed is like standing on a knife's edge. It is an inflection point between the positive and the negative, between excitement and stress, enthusiasm and fear. And how you handle it can send you spiraling, either in a good way or in a disastrous one. Hello, and welcome to The Joy Within, where we're eliminating negativity one thought at a time. I'm Kyle Greenfield, and I'll be your guide as we explore how to be calm, confident, and happy in our crazy modern world. Join us each week as we dive into some of the biggest ideas in spirituality and personal development. We'll learn what it takes to gain control of your own mind, master your mood, and navigate the many ups and downs along the way. Visit thejoywithin.org to get started so you can become the calm, confident, and happy person you truly deserve to be. Hello, and welcome back to the Joy Within's podcast. Today, I want to dive into something that is really near and dear to my heart, because it's something that, honestly, I've had to work really a lot on over the years, and that's what to do when you feel overwhelmed. Now, I like to think of overwhelm as sort of a less intense form of stress, but in some ways, it's a bit trickier than dealing with stress, because it doesn't always feel like that. It doesn't always feel like it's a negative emotion. It doesn't always feel like it's disrupting your day in a bad way. I know for me, a lot of times when I get overwhelmed, it comes from a place of enthusiasm and even excitement. Sometimes when I feel overwhelmed, it's when I'm most engaged with something. And so that doesn't feel negative when it starts. I mean, maybe it starts because you start to see a ton of opportunities, or you have a lot of great ideas about things that you could do. And in that moment, those ideas feel amazing. They feel wonderful. You're in the zone, and each idea just yields another and another and another. It's a great positive spiral. But you have to be careful, because if you don't watch out, that positive spiral is actually on the knife's edge and can quickly turn negative. Because what might happen is that pretty soon you have 1,000 things swirling around your head. And that's when the feeling of overwhelm starts to hit you. And for me, it always hits like a brick wall, right? You have no idea how you're going to do all of it. It hits you that all of a sudden you know that you don't have the time, you don't have the energy, you don't have the resources, and you feel overwhelmed because you have no idea where or how to start. Now, this can happen regardless of whether it's you who is the one coming up with a list of ideas and opportunities and things you want to do, or if it's someone else, if it's handed to you, like if it's your boss or a family member handing you something to do. And that could be a project at work, it could be some task, it could be opportunities that you might pursue, or it could be ideas as simple as where you're going on vacation and everyone's chiming in with an idea about where they want to stay and what they want to see. And pretty soon you realize you don't have the money or time to do half of it. The point is, regardless of what it's about or where it comes from, feeling overwhelmed is like standing on a knife's edge. It is an inflection point between the positive and the negative, between excitement and stress, enthusiasm and fear. And how you handle it can send you spiraling, either in a good way or in a disastrous one. When this happens, there are a ton of things that you could do. You could create a huge brainstorm map. You could chunk things down. You could step back and clarify your priorities. And while all of these tools can work, I don't think they solve the core issue. And that's because the real problem isn't the wealth of ideas or opportunities, or even the tasks involved and what you think it's going to take to get where you want to go. The real problem is the hidden belief that you think you need to do all of those things. Or else. And what that or else is depends on you and the circumstances, the stakes that you've set for yourself. And often, this can happen subconsciously. The need to do it, the feeling that you have to, kills your desire. It kills the joy and the enthusiasm that you had a few moments before. And if you don't deal with it, it will become stress, it will become anxiety, and a whole host of other issues. So when you feel overwhelmed, what you really need is a new mental model, a new frame of reference to think about all of these tools or ideas. And it can be really, really simple. You just have to shift that feeling of needing to do something to a feeling of wanting to do it. Move from, oh, I have to, wouldn't it be nice if? And you need to do whatever it takes to make that mental shift. Because if you can make that shift, it changes everything. My personal favorite framing for this is to use the idea of a wish list. All of those 1,000 things that were overwhelming me, the endless task list that I thought I had to do, I try to put them on the wish list. They become nice to haves, not necessities. And that puts me back in control, because now I get to choose which one of them I get to focus on. And listen to that language, the one I get to focus on, the one that most excites me, the one that I get to explore. Not the one I have to do, not the one I have to push through, not the one I have to just drudge through and just get done. The one I get to do, the one I get to feel most excited about. That changes the game. And that shift helps to get rid of the indecision, or often it's the fear of making the wrong decision, that so often underpins feelings of overwhelm. Because you can start to think for each one of those tasks, each of those 1,000 things you have to do, whatever they are, you think, oh, they're just ideas on my wish list. They're not essential, and they definitely don't all need to happen today. I'll get to them when I get to them. Making that shift lightens your energy. It gives you the chance to have more fun with the tasks. And I like to think of it as it's kind of like choosing a book to read. You might have a dozen novels that you want to read, but chances are most of us don't really feel stressed about that. You just pick one and you read it. You can always pick a different one later. And if a new bestseller comes out, or if a friend gives you a new recommendation, you might even ignore the list that you already have and go with that new book instead. The point is you're in control. It's easy. It's flowing. It's your choice. It's not stressful. It's not overwhelming. So think about how you can take your task list that feels overwhelming and put that same kind of perspective on it. Thinking of your tasks as a wish list helps you to take that same stress-free approach to your daily actions. And you can do this no matter how much is on your plate right now, even if it seems like your task list is out of your control, even if it's your boss yelling at you, even if it's your family demanding things of you. It is in your control. You just have to change the way you're thinking about it. You have to make it more of a game by turning it into a wish list, not a task list. Making it a nice to have, not a must have or a must do. So give this a try the next time you feel overwhelmed. Try just imagining that all of those ideas and tasks are just things on your wish list. They're just things you want to do. Wouldn't it be nice if? And see if that mental shift reshapes your energy and your approach to them. Thanks for listening to today's episode. When you're ready to put these ideas to work in your own life, head over to thejoywithin.org and sign up for Happiness University. When you do, you'll have access to all of the tools and strategies you need to eliminate negative thoughts by tuning in to The Joy Within. You can follow a simple, step-by-step system to become the calm, confident, and happy person you deserve to be. Visit thejoywithin.org to get started today. And if you enjoyed today's podcast, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with someone you love, because I think we can all use a little more joy in our crazy modern world.